I thought therapy would save us. We'd been together 4 years, lived together for 2. Things had been rocky, mostly silence where there used to be laughter, cold glances where there used to be warmth. But I didn't want to give up. So when she said she wanted to try therapy, I agreed. I even helped her find someone. His name was Daniel. I remember thinking, well, at least he looks professional. Clean-cut, older, soft-spoken. At first, I was relieved. She started smiling again. Laughing. Coming home a little lighter. She said she felt seen for the first time in months. But she never talked about the sessions. And when I asked what they discussed, she'd say, "It's private. It's about me." Fair. I understood. Therapy's supposed to be a safe space. But something felt off. One night, she came home late. Said she stayed to journal after her session. But I saw the way she checked her phone, the tiny smile when a message popped up and she turned the screen away. She started dressing nicer on therapy days. Wearing perfume she hadn't touched in months. I asked if something was going on. She said I was paranoid. Not everything is about you, Jake. I believed her. Because I wanted to. 2 weeks later, I came home early from work. Her car wasn't in the driveway, but Daniel's was. I don't know what hit me first, the heat in my chest or the cold in my fingertips. I didn't barge in. I waited. Just sat in the car, watching his black Audi through the windshield like it was a predator. 30 minutes passed. Then she came out. Smiling. She kissed him. He kissed her back. Not a thank you hug. Not a mistake. It was familiar. Rehearsed. Wrong. She didn't even look guilty when I confronted her. She just said, "I didn't plan for this to happen. I just connected with him in a way I never did with you." Then she packed a bag. I didn't scream. Didn't beg. I just let the door close behind her. But here's the twist. 3 months later, she came back and said, "I made a mistake. He was helping me manipulate my own story. You were the only one who actually loved me." She showed up at my door on a Tuesday. Hair pulled back. No makeup. The same sweatshirt she used to sleep in. It was like she wanted to look like before. "I don't expect you to forgive me," she said. "But I need you to know it wasn't real with him. He twisted things. He made me feel like you were the problem, like I deserved more." I didn't say anything. Not at first. Because part of me had played the conversation in my head 100 times. And in none of them did she cry. But she was crying now. Not loud. Not performative. Quiet. Like something inside her had broken for real this time. We sat on the couch. She told me Daniel had started crossing lines in therapy. That he made her feel special. That he understood her like no one else. That he blurred boundaries so carefully she didn't even realize she was already over the edge. And when she moved in with him, he changed. Controlling. Jealous. Manipulative. He didn't want me, she said. He wanted power over me. She said I was the only one who ever loved her without trying to fix her. And I hated that I still wanted to believe her. I let her stay the night. I told myself it was just for one night. A safe place. A couch. But the next morning, she made coffee like nothing had happened. Like she'd never left. And I didn't stop her. The thing is, people don't talk enough about what it's like after someone cheats. Not the drama. Not the fight. The quiet part. The part where you lie next to them again and wonder. What else do I not know? What else could they be lying about even now? Trust doesn't snap like a twig. It rots. Slowly. Silently. And every time she smiled, I wondered if she meant it. Every time she cried, I wondered if it was real or just practice. I didn't tell my friends she was back. I knew what they'd say. My mom called once, casually asked, "You're not still talking to her, are you?" I lied. Because it was easier than explaining that the person who broke you might also be the only one who knows how to put the pieces back. Then one night, I woke up at 2:17 a.m. She wasn't in bed. I found her on the balcony, phone in her hand, whispering. She didn't see me, but I saw her screen. Daniel. Still in her contacts. Still there. She didn't know I saw the name on her phone. Didn't know I stood there in the dark watching her whisper to the man who'd helped her destroy us. She went back to bed like nothing happened. And I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking. She lied again. She's not done. She'll never be done. The next morning, I acted normal. Made coffee. Kissed her forehead. But something in me had changed. Not rage. Not grief. Clarity. I waited 3 days. Then I followed her. She said she was going to meet a friend from her old job. I trailed her car 2 blocks behind, heart pounding like I was the one cheating. She parked outside a low-rise building. Not Daniel's house. Not a cafe. A recovery clinic. Mental health outpatient. Private therapy wing. She stayed inside for 90 minutes. When she came out, she wasn't alone. A woman in scrubs walked her to the car, hand on her shoulder. Not Daniel. Not a lover. A clinician. I confronted her that night. She didn't deny it. Said she'd relapsed. Said the reason she went back to Daniel was because she was spiraling and he made her feel wanted again, even if it was toxic. He used therapy to get into my head, she said. And I let him. Now I'm trying to fix that. Quietly. She didn't want to tell me because she knew I didn't trust her anymore. Because everything she said now sounded like a tactic. But here's the part that gutted me. I wasn't texting him. I was texting the clinic. He's not allowed to contact me. I filed a report. He lost his license. She handed me her phone. No lock code. No games. Just the raw truth laid out in messages, dates, court forms. And I felt like an asshole. Because the entire time I was building a case against her. While she was just trying to survive the mess we both didn't see coming. But was that enough? Was truth, even painful truth, enough to rebuild love? A week later, I sat her down and asked, "What do you want from me? Be honest." She looked tired. Not manipulative. Just human. A chance. Not to be perfect. Just not erased. You'd think the hardest part was finding out she cheated. It wasn't. The hardest part was believing her after. When she was finally telling the truth. Because once someone lies to you, really lies, you start to see ghosts in every silence. Threats in every kindness. You stop listening to their words and start watching their eyes instead. And hers? They weren't hiding anymore. But I still couldn't look into them without flinching. We didn't go back to normal. There was no normal left. But we created something else. She kept going to therapy, real therapy. I started going too, alone. Not for her. For me. We didn't sleep in the same bed for weeks. She cooked breakfast every morning. Sometimes I ate. Sometimes I just stared out the window while the eggs went cold. One night, I came home and she was on the floor. Not crying. Just sitting. "I don't expect you to love me again," she said. "I just want you to know I'm not who I was when I left." And that was the moment. Not the betrayal. Not the confrontation. Not even the apology. That was the moment I saw her not as the woman who hurt me, but as a person who was also trying to survive herself. And I didn't say, "I forgive you," because I didn't. But I said, "You can stay, but only if we're honest from now on, even when it's ugly." She nodded. That was 8 months ago. We're still together. Not fixed. Not perfect. Some nights we don't speak. Some days feel like war. But most days we're real. She still flinches when I go silent too long. I still check her phone sometimes, not because I want to, but because I'm scared not to. We both know that version of us died. But something new grew from the ashes. Something quieter. More painful. But somehow more true. People always say, once a cheater, always a cheater. Maybe. But sometimes the cheater was a drowning person who reached for the wrong hand. And if you've ever drowned too, you'll know why I reached back.